Yo, what is going on, guys? Flashverse here, and welcome back to another video on the Flash Season 7, and this will be a theory video about the Flash Season 7 finale, where I will be explaining and theorizing about how Iris will become a speedster. So yeah, we are one episode away for the end of the season, which is crazy. Although the majority of the season was very problematic with the Forces storyline and then that terrible interlude, it was slowly able to pick itself back up with this Godspeed storyline. And yeah, honestly, it's been a blast lately. I've really been enjoying watching this show. I've been watching episode 15 all the way to like episode 17 almost like 3 times, whereas like the Forces storyline and the interlude I can barely watch. These past 3 episodes have just been miles better than what this season has given us so far, and I cannot wait to see how everything will play out during the finale with Heart of Matter Part 2. Now, the thing I wanted to mention before I actually dive into the topic of this video about explaining how Iris will become a speedster, we do have to take into account that Eric Wallace did not specifically say when this Godspeed storyline would be ending. If you guys remember, there is a chance that it could get carried over to season 8, because if we take a look at his tweet, he did say that graphic novel number 4 is from episode 15 to question mark, and yes, that could be like he's trying to be mysterious or stuff like that, but there is a chance that it could either wrap up next week or it could get carried over to season 8 because of the question mark. We don't really know. And here is the issue I have if this storyline is ending next week. Although we have had 3 episodes so far with this Godspeed storyline and it's been absolutely amazing, we have not seen the original Godspeed reveal until episode 17, and it was an ending scene, meaning the majority of the storyline, despite it being the most entertaining and exciting storyline we have had in a while, whether it's from the Mirror Master, the Bloodwork, or even the freaking Forces storyline, it was the best one out of all of them, but it's been setting up everything so far, meaning we only have the original Godspeed for 1 episode, and that is the finale. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because Loki revealed its main villain for the final episode and it worked really well. So did shows like WandaVision to an extent. So I'm not saying that it won't work, but we will barely see him do anything that threatening, which makes him that very powerful villain. And we'll only have him for like 1 episode. And if you really think about it, the Godspeed clones really did most of the damage and caused the most chaos in Central City over the original Godspeed himself. And yes, although I am excited to see what they will do with August Heart for the finale, if you think about it, we will have this main villain for 1 episode and then it's over. Whereas with Reverse Flash or Zoom, I'm not going to mention Savitar because I really did not like Savitar, they took time with these 2 speedsters. We saw them pop up and beat up our allies multiple times. We've seen those villains get the upper hand multiple different times, and it just made them so threatening and so powerful. It raised the stakes a lot, and it was just very, very good. It made them such a threatening villain. Whereas for August Heart, we're just gonna have him for like 1 episode, and even then the Godspeed clones literally did most of the work. Obviously, he could end up doing crazy things during the finale, because obviously we haven't seen it yet. But I don't know, because we will still be dealing with Godspeed clones during the finale as well. Meaning August Heart will probably be there for the opening scene, obviously, because we had that confrontation between him and Barry. And then he will probably be there for like the 2nd act and then the last act of the episode. It will just be that. It's just, I don't feel that 4 episodes is enough for this storyline, especially with the fact that they have been teasing this storyline since the beginning of season 6. So maybe it will carry on to season 8, who knows? And if it does, we obviously won't have the storyline continue until episode 6 of season 8, because the first 5 episodes are a crossover. But yeah, I am very excited to see what is next for the finale and how they will wrap it up, if it is actually the last episode of graphic novel number 4. But before I get into the actual topic of this video, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more Arrowverse content coming your way. Okay, so for a while now, we obviously had the news saying that Iris West was going to become a speedster again during the Flash Season 7 finale, and as soon as that news came out, there was a mix of reactions, the majority of which have obviously been bad. People were not happy about this, and one of those individuals include myself as well. I was very, very worried, because the first time they tried something like this, they absolutely bottled it, and it was easily one of the worst episodes of the show, and that was obviously season 4 episode 16, and still to this day, if I would rewatch season 4, I would skip that episode because it was terrible. So yeah, I was amongst those people who were worried about it. I was shocked when I saw the news because I was wondering how they will get it to work, and obviously by that time we were assuming how it would work, which I'll get into later on. However, I was always open with the fact that if they were able to make it work, then I would be fine with it, because for season 4 episode 16 they definitely dropped the ball with it. It did not work at all. So we all assumed that the way Iris would be getting powers during the Flash season 7 finale was because she was going to be pregnant, which would make sense because she would have been pregnant to Speedster babies, and this concept of having the child's powers transferring to the parent worked with Cecile as well. So yeah, we were assuming that Iris was going to be pregnant to Nora, which is how she was able to get Speedster abilities as well. But when you think about that idea as well, having a pregnant person going out there in the field facing off against a Speedster villain would not have made any sense. So even then I was even more worried in regards to how they would handle it. But when you watch the latest episode of The Flash, that being episode 17 by the time I'm recording this video, Iris does not get pregnant until 2023. We do know that Barry and Iris have been trying for a child this season, but according to Nora, she is 26 years old in 2049, and she's the older sibling because Bart is 19, so they're not twins or anything. But this means that Iris doesn't become pregnant until 2023, meaning there must be another reason in regards to how she becomes a speedster, because this is 2021, meaning she is not pregnant to Nora yet. Now the first theory to go for is that she will be using Velocity X. Now we obviously have established the fact that Velocity X is a speed enhancing drug which artificially gives a person the ability to run in super speed, and as we know, you don't have to be a speedster to use Velocity X, saying that we literally had Frost use it this season, and also August Hart is not a natural speedster as we found out as well. And also Trajectory wasn't a natural speedster as well. She used Velocity 9 to gain access to the Speed Force and run in super speed. So Iris using a speed enhancing drug, Velocity X, was always possible as well. Now another thing Iris can use to get speedster abilities is to temporarily use the actual Speed Force itself. But how can she do that? Now, as we saw from the trailer of next week's episode, Iris is not the only person who is joining the Flash family to help stop the Godspeed war, but we do also have the literal Speed Force itself returning. And this is exactly how she could be given access to speedster abilities. Maybe the Speed Force is temporarily allowed to give her access to the Speed Force so that she could help Team Flash as a speedster. This won't be impossible because it is literally the Speed Force. It should be able to give anyone speed, even if it's temporary or permanently. She should be, or it should be able to give anybody speed because it's the literal Speed Force itself, meaning Iris could potentially get access to the Speed Force as well, and in her case it should be temporarily, not permanently, because let's be honest, everyone would hate it if it was permanently. Now, for those who have seen the set photos for the final battle sequence, we know that there are only 3 speedsters around by then. Obviously, I'm not going to mention one of the 3, but we have Barry as the Flash, we have a certain someone in which, again, I'm not going to mention, but you guys would know who it is if you have seen the set photos, but then we have August Hart himself, aka the original Godspeed. So we'll be having those 3 speedsters during the final battle sequence, meaning any fight scene you see in the trailer is not part of the final battle sequence. It's going to be a fight scene during the episode, but it's not during the final battle, because I have seen what the final battle looks like, saying that I've seen the set photos. Meaning something is going to end up happening to the other speedsters, whether if it's that they're facing off Godspeed clones while Barry and the other individual faces off against the original Godspeed, or maybe Godspeed actually achieves his goal of infinite velocity where he steals all the speedster's speed. If he steals the Speed Force's speed, that's not going to make too much sense, so we'll see how that goes. But maybe Godspeed steals everyone's speed and he achieves infinite velocity, but Barry is the only one who still has the Speed Force within him because Godspeed doesn't steal his speed. So this leaves Barry and the other individual who have their speed, and they will be facing off against the original Godspeed. I think that would work as well, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure. But I am interested to see how this finale would end. I am very excited for this finale, and I cannot wait to see all those shocked faces for the final battle sequence, because trust me guys, it's going to be very, very crash, as Bart likes to say. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Be sure to tell me in the comment section down below what you guys are most excited for going into the finale. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.